Hello, ethics and society students. I'm April Fairweather. I'll be your professor for our upcoming fall semester. And of course, it hasn't started yet, so nothing to be worried about. I'm just sending out an early hello and introduction and greetings to you. And I just thought it might be a nice way to get the ball rolling for fall. And sooner than later, I will send you a couple links, the syllabus, and some more substantive things to get started on, other than just a hello. That's pretty much what I got for you now. If you wanted to start thinking about the class and even go as far as reading things for the class, I will have a syllabus out to you quite soon. Um, but if you have the textbook called The Moral of the Story, you can start checking out chapter one, which is just kind of introduction to a bunch of general topics about moral theory and application. And specifically, you might start checking out the chapter on utilitarianism and relativism. Really, utilitarianism will be probably the first moral theory that we really hunker down on and get into. Um, but also you might check out relativism. We will talk a bit about that. And yeah, so if you've got the book, you can start kind of looking through that. Um, Other than that, not too much that I wanted to say as a matter of detail quite yet. Um, I will have details forthcoming sooner than later. In the syllabus, you should be receiving an email from me pretty soon with that. Also, I'm finishing the details on this, but I am planning a assignment where basically it just starts with you formulating a question of interest to you that is ethical in nature, and that's all it would really involve um, at the beginning. So we can talk about where and really if that's going to go, but I think it's going to go. And it really just at the beginning asks you to put in some real time reflecting on a question that is of interest to you that you're curious about, and that's ethical in nature. And we'll kind of like leave it at that for the moment. So, if you wanted to start looking into things in a concrete way, you might do any number of those. Little utilitarianism, maybe a little relativism, intro chapter to our textbook, The Moral of the Story, and just kind of perusing, just get the basic ideas. I'll have detailed reading assignments and all that coming up. Um, so, yeah, I'm your instructor. I've taught philosophy for a number of years at USF in the philosophy department. I've taught there for a number of years. Other universities in the Bay Area, in California. My PhD was at UC Santa Barbara, and I focused primarily on epistemology, which is the theory of knowledge, which really evaluates us as believers rather than, let's say, ethics, that evaluates us, I don't know, as people, or not just as believers, but we might say as agents acting in the world, not just believers thinking in the world, where epistemology is really just about evaluating how good we are at believing the truth or at acquiring knowledge. So I mentioned that just to give a sense of my background earlier in my graduate student PhD days. PhD was at UC Santa Barbara. It was a fine place to earn a PhD in philosophy. I had a fellowship at Santa Barbara. It was great. Um, as an undergraduate, I was at UCLA. That also was fabulous. I loved my undergrad time at UCLA. I was a philosophy major there and was still very focused, interested in philosophy in particular. Did well enough, I think, that I got myself to Santa Barbara with a little scholarship, and it's pretty much the story of my life, I guess. This is the only job I've really had, and I've been doing it for a little while. Ethics is one of a few subjects that I've taught for quite a while and that I enjoy. And we will do it in both a theoretical way and an applied way. I think it's important really to get both theory and application. So we'll see what that amounts to. We've got the whole semester to see what that really means. The good, the bad, and the ugly. It's not always easy philosophy, for sure. It's not supposed to be, but I think that's one of the reasons to do it and what makes it valuable in the way of kind of building cognitive muscle mass or something like that, or intellectual muscles. It does that. Um, and I think if done for a while, even if painful at the beginning, can really provide a kind of moral perspective for us that we go through the world with. Some people talk about a moral compass. Maybe it's that. Uh, at least it's a kind of morally informed perspective that we can take with us through our actions and decisions in the world that takes a little time to acquire and develop. It's not just like taken right off the shelf. You can't go buy it all at once. You can't just take a weekend seminar and be like, boom, yada bing, bada bing, I've got the whole thing. At least the kind of thing that philosophical education in ethics would provide takes, at least a good term of sustained, thorough analysis, which sometimes hurts your head because it's very logical in nature. Sometimes it gets very abstract, and you want to bring it down to the concrete, real issues of the day, which we will when we go back out and live. And we will also spend some time specifically framing issues in applied ways as well as theoretical ways. But all of that, going through that through the course of the course, through the course of the semester, um, I think I really believe, very much believe, that this gives people a very valuable moral perspective that they can bring to new experiences with, which itself will change as they go through more experiences, but being able to kind of be in the space of that feedback loop where you've got a well reasoned moral perspective that is sensitive to, listening to, also reshaped in terms of um, ongoing and new experience, as that might inform us in new or different ways about parts of our moral perspective. So, getting all of that going in place, and of course, a good few credits for you. My guess are the main objectives of the class, and I look forward to it. So, I will be sending you out details and stuff like that soon, and I'll talk to you